Hey guys, in this tutorial I wanted to go over level design again. I know I went over level design in the Dota tutorial, but I haven't really talked about FPS level design since each one is kind of different. Um, so, a little bit of background about myself. When I first started getting into game design, I developed Halo levels for Halo CE, which is on the PC. So, pretty much that's where I got my start, and that's when I started learning a little bit about level design and how to set certain things up. Now, when you're setting up a FPS match, you want a way for the player to get out of a number of different situations. So, if, let's say, your player was running up this platform right here to get into that room, but there's an enemy shooting, well, they're going to need to get somewhere really, really fast and be able to duck for cover. So the best thing is to turn around and go over here or over here. Now, once they get to that position, if there was a player maybe firing from over here, they could duck under here and hide. Now, if they're here and someone's running down or over here on this ramp, they could possibly fire at them over there, which they might be able to hide behind here. Now, I'm going to be implementing two doors here that lead inside of the main base, so another way to enter and go up a ramp into the main area. And I'm probably also going to create some kind of tunnel system around this area over here. And I'm probably going to set up a bunch of crates around here as well. And now, with level design, you don't always have to mirror the gameplay. So just because I have this building here doesn't mean I have to mirror it and put it over here. When I'm developing a multiplayer maps where there's one team and another team, or free for all, or whatever it is, I want my player to feel like they can tell a different locate or one location from another. So sometimes they wouldn't be able to tell if this is the same building over here, if whose base it is or whatnot. And I like to change up my levels a little bit. So I guess for this main base, all the sides are mirrored, but that's probably going to be the only thing in the game that's going to be mirrored like that. Inside of this other base, yes, they have the two different entrances, and it's mirrored in the front. But back here, I'm going to be doing randomized different doors and such that lead to different areas. I might also think about creating a small upper level on each side, so it cuts off around this area for the upper level, and then a lower level. And I'm probably going to create some kind of bridge from here to there, or a way for the player to jump to this other spot. Also, another thing you want to include is multiple ways to get into a base. So, since this seems like the only entrance in, but it's not, you can also jump up into here, into these areas over here. If you're being shot at from here, you can dunk behind one of these, or actually sprint down here to avoid being attacked, and run around here to avoid it. So you want to have a lot of areas to duck and cover depending on where enemies are attacking from, and you also want to set it up so there's high points and low points, and the fact that you want to have a lot of blocking objects. So since they're up here, they're more vulnerable to being attacked, so you wouldn't want to include too many objects up here just because it's a nice focus point on the entire map. So they're more likely to get sniped than someone who's on the ground taking cover behind different objects. And so they could just pop out and snipe you really quick, and you don't have anything to really duck behind besides running back into the door. And you see that there's not too many escape paths either. So they'd have to jump down to take cover, most likely, unless they hide behind these two areas. And I created these little areas so if someone's running out, they could sit in camp and wait, but they're still open to vulnerabilities around the map. So you always want to think about that when you're creating your maps and what works best. I like to putting a lot of escape routes in my levels, and a lot of areas to duck and hide behind, because that makes for a lot more fun gameplay. If this whole area remained open, it wouldn't be too tactical. Like, someone who's ever the better shot can just shoot one another and kill them instantly. And sure, that makes it fair, but it's not as fun. It's fun to try sniping someone, and then right as you're trying to snipe someone, they duck behind somewhere. So you have to reposition your angle or try and figure out where they're going to pop out next. Because if they ran in there, you might find a different location over here waiting for them to pop out so you can shoot them. Or find a far away position to camp out. And another thing about that is if someone's far away like here, they shouldn't be able to shoot here or different areas. You should have some kind of object blocking that keeps them moving around the map so they don't camp in one single location all the time, or something that makes them move. So yeah, that's my basics on level design for creating FPS style maps and how I go about setting that all up. Also, like higher locations, I would put sniper rifles. Lower locate the more powerful weapon I would put out in the open, just so they're more vulnerable to being killed by trying to pick that up because everybody's going for that most powerful weapon. And then just scatter random weapons around the map. Put some medium, okay weapons out in the open a little bit, not as open as the most powerful one, but still make them kind of vulnerable. So, yeah.